Hello to whoever is watching, this is Legendary Hobbyist here, and today I'll be reminiscing about my Beelzemon Hybrid Deck of 2022. And it just kind of helps me get my mind off some stuff, so I want to reminisce a little bit. And just going to remove these side cards from the equation. So just put the deck down here. And a little backstory on it. It's really just, well, we can go through the side cards while I talk about the backstory. Something to look at. The little backstory was me and my friend, the friend who got me into Digimon, made a pact promise to just pretty much just, we both bought the EX2 pack, and I wanted to build a Beelzemon deck, and he wanted pretty much Gallantmon Crimson mode. And so we made a pact to just help us build those things. He gave me a good amount of cards that helped me, and then I got some extras. I got whatever I can round up, and pretty much it was pretty nice. Ooh, Justamon, ooh, but yeah, it was pretty nice. I got a deck. He did not get a Crimson mode from that pack promise, but you know, he ended up getting it his own way. So good on him. So I want to say thank you, John, for everything. And yeah, it was a nice deck. It's too bad after a month or so it didn't really become street viable or legal, I guess, tournament wise. Mainly because I have 3 Call of Darkness and they limited it to 1. But I had some fun. I played the deck in a tournament, won 1.5 of the games, and then I played it casually with my friends, probably I think 5 times or 5 matches, and won 3 of them. So it's not a bad deck. I just didn't play it for too long and didn't know what I want to do. Part of the reason I want to reminisce about it was because I'm planning to just kind of take this deck apart and pretty much rebuild the structure deck with better ratios, but it's all good. So I guess it's time to start. So we start with our in training Digimon, the Yamon, and essentially this was from the EX2, and it just makes Beelzemon bigger, or makes your Digimon bigger. Just essentially, if you have 10 or more in your trash, you just get a 2K DP, which makes you pretty big. And I have about 4 of them, plus the Altart. So cute, so cute. You know, still nice. And then a 5th in training Digimon, another Yamon, but this one's different, so I'm allowed to put it in. It essentially, as long as you have 5 or more, you get a 1000 boost. Not as strong, but I mean, they're not really playmakers in the deck. They just make your Digimon bigger, which is helpful, but not the best. Best for like the style of trashing. Then we go on to the EX2 Impmon. And this one is pretty nice. It actually has a lot of kind of viability to getting your Beelzemon out. So its ability starts simply as when it's trashed from the deck. If this is trashed by an effect other than, you know, Impmon's from the EX2's ability, you can trash up to 3 more cards from your top of your deck. Cool. Then it has an on-play ability, which is reveal the top 4 of your deck and add 1 Digimon card with Beelzemon in its name and 1 I and Mako amongst them in your hand, and then place the remaining back in your deck. It's pretty good. That's like awesome searching ability to literally get Beelzemon and the trainer into your hand, I and Mako. And pretty much it's cool. And it also has its own inheritable, which allows you to get a bigger Beelzemon. Gives you a, if a Beelzemon is in its name, you get a 3k DP boost. Pretty nice. Pretty good playmaker in there. And you get about, I put 4 of them because I thought it was really good. Then we got on to the standard Impmon, which is still good. I see it all the time, which is on deletion, meaning once it's removed from the field into the trash, you literally get to trash 3 more off the top of your deck. And because it's not the Impmon from the EX2 series, it can work in conjunction with this Impmon. So it's pretty neat. Doesn't have an inheritable, but helps keep the plays alive. And I have 4 of them. And then we go on to this little number, this Impmon. I forgot what BT6 is, but it's honestly good for recovery. It on play ability, you can trash a card from your hand and return 1 Digimon with 7 Great Demon Lord or 3 Musketeers in their type from your trash to your hand, and essentially it helps me recover Beelzemon, since Beelzemon has in its text 7 Great Demon Lords. And if you want to know, he's the Great Demon Lord of Gluttony. What awesome. And I just have 2 of them. That was what I could get my hands on. But I think it's still pretty nice. Good recoverability. You don't really need too much, but it's nice to have. Then we go on to 1 copy of Doberman. I believe it's 1. Yeah, 1 copy of Doberman. I thought I sometimes would play 2. But this is pretty nice. It's a nice level 4 Digimon, or champion level if you want to know. And essentially, Doberman, it allows you to, when this card is played from your hand, you can reduce its cost if you play Alice McCoy, which I do not play Alice McCoy, because that's not the type of deck. It's really the deletion effect that matters. It allows you to trash 3 more cards from your deck. So, obviously tangential, trashing from your deck. And then you get to return 1 purple Digimon or 1 purple Tamer from your trash to your hand, which is definitely great conjunction with literally throwing from your deck and then taking a Digimon that you need or a Tamer back. It just had 1 copy. I think it's just because I was told 1 is enough. You don't really need to play too many of them. And here we go with the hybrid part of the deck. The hybrid part comes from Season 4 Digimon, and it's essentially the Warrior of Darkness's Digimon, where he evolves from the Tamer into his form, Loimon. Wish they made a Dustmon, just a wish list item. But it was pretty awesome because what you do is you essentially evolve these Digimon. You can evolve them off of Digimon or off the Tamers, and if you evolve them off the Tamers, they're essentially don't have summoning sickness, and you can just get a good free attack from them. That's typically how they're played. I don't know if they changed that rule, but pretty nice. It allows you to get that kind of last hit, essentially. And I've always liked Loimon. I thought he was super cool, so definitely wanted to add him in, but probably going to remove him from the deck if I were to ratio the numbers out, because you really don't need to play that much hybrid. Maybe you keep 1 or 2. But essentially, I don't really need too much, but I have 3 of him. So cool. And then we get into Kaiser Leomon. And Kaiser Leomon is obviously more hefty with the effects, but actually can evolve easier off of level 4, another champion Digimon. And pretty much with the hybrid, it's pretty cool. Its ability is you can evolve it onto your hand on a Tamer for the memory cost of 2, so you get to even cost even less for pretty much evolving it. But when digivolving, if this card has hybrid in its trait or Kyoichi Kimura in its trait, this Digimon gains retaliation, which, as it says in here, until the end of your next, until the end of your opponent's next turn, you get to, when this battles, when this Digimon is deleted after losing a battle, delete the Digimon it was battling with. Essentially, kind of like Death Touch of Magic. But I always thought Kaiser Leomon was cool, because when I saw it in the anime, I kind of thought it was like a Zoid, but, you know, Digimon. But it was cool. I have about, I think, 4 of them in this deck. Yep, 4. It's not bad. I think it's just because it evolves easier off of the trainer. That's why you put more of them, since it takes 2. And then we go to Rihimon. If you want to know anything about Rihimon, essentially Rihimon is Loimon with pretty much the armor from Kaiser Leomon. It's the kind of fusion evolution of those two. And essentially it's my level 5. I mainly use this a lot because it's pretty easy. Mainly because when one of your Digimon with Tamer in its trait is in its evolution cards, you may reduce this memory cost by 2, essentially turning this into a 1 cost evolution. And then on deletion, if a hybrid is in its trait in this Digimon evolution card, you may play 1 Tamer from your trash without paying its memory cost. So it's essentially a great recovery to getting a Tamer back, and pretty much an easy summon if you're playing the hybrid style, because you get to literally play it for 1. So it's not a bad level 5. I definitely have the 4 of them in this deck. Then we go on to Skull Satamon, which, as you saw from the other pack, it's pretty good. It has great recovery, because when digivolving, you get to trash 2 more from your deck, synergy with trashing, and then return 1 Demon Lord card in his trait from your trash to your hand. Definitely good recovery. Even in its inheritables, really good, because if you're trashing from your deck, guess what? Its ability is when you trash from your deck, you gain 1 memory. So it helps you kind of recover the game, helps you extend your turn if possible by trashing your deck. And this was something I had to scrounge up before, so I only have like I think 2, maybe 3 somewhere in the side deck, but didn't have too many. Now we go on to the Beelzemon, the star of the deck. And this one is pretty much, I think, the first Beelzemon that came out. And what makes it so good, it literally has Warp Evolution in its deck. In its traits, in its effects. So while you have 10 or more cards in your trash, your Impmon can digivolve into this card from your hand for the memory cost of 4, essentially this cost right here, ignoring any other requirements, so you don't really need the level 5. And then when digivolving, you literally can pop a level 4 or lower Digimon. So, really cool. I thought it was really neat. And obviously, it looks really cool with the shotgun pointing out there. But I think it's really good because it literally just pops things on the field. And if you want to know, I think it's also related to the anime, because back in Season 3, Beelzemon kind of wrecked a lot of low-level Digimon. I have 3 copies of them. As you saw in my side deck, I do have 4, but I think 3 was enough. Now we get to the star of the deck, again. Beelzemon. This one is the alt art. So cool, so cool. And I think it's really good as a playmaker of the deck. Mainly because, when this card is trashed from your deck, you may play an Impmon from your trash without paying its memory cost. So essentially, a free summon from your trash. And also, its other ability is when evolving and when attacking, you can trash 2 cards from your deck, synergy, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon level 3 or lower. But for every 10 cards in your trash, you can add 1 to that maximum level. So you can literally increase that pretty much by 3 or 4, I believe. Maybe 5. I think 3 or 4 mainly. And literally just pop things. Like if they're levels, I think maximum I've seen level 5 popping. But it's really good. I think it's definitely the key maker of it. And this is the normal art, which is still cool. You know, the back view, standing all cool, what an edgelord. Same abilities, obviously, from the EX2. And I actually have 4 copies in total of this one. And then we go on to I believe the win more card of this deck is the Beelzemon Blast Mode. I've never actually used it to win, but it's really cool. I love Blast Mode. Obviously the canon from Season 3 when I think I and Mako were saying goodbye to Impmon and gave him the little blaster, and then he turned it into his pretty much blast mode. So cool. And it also has an ability, which is when this card is trashed from your deck, you can delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. And this is why a lot of the Beelzemon have like a popping effect to them. It does cost 6, so I was kind of right where this was pretty heavy on summoning. But that's why it's kind of more of a win card, and I've seen it more in the trash than on the field typically. But when evolving, it really does just pop everything. It literally nukes the field. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So if you're playing your end game, you're literally deleting it all. Or if you're playing like a low level deck, you can delete all those. And then for your turn, for every card in your trash, for every 10 cards in your trash, this Digimon gains 1 extra security cost security attack. So essentially you can hit harder. That's why I think it's more of a win more card. I just don't think it actually wins exactly the game, but it definitely can quickly lower your opponent's security for easy hit, which is why the hybrid works well, because you can get that easy hit with a hybrid with this. And I only have 2. I've seen some people recommend 1, but 2 seems a stable amount. And really, I just trash them and I pop things on the field typically rather than evolving it. When I get the chance, I try to evolve it because blast mode is cool. Then we go on to the tamers. This is Koichi Kimura from season 4, and he evolves into Lowemon, so that's why he's a purple. Literally, basic trainer ability. You can play this from your security for no cost, and on play, you get to draw 1 from your deck and then trash 1 from your hand. So it's pretty much a way to filter your hand and keep adding to your trash. And what's good is it's inheritable after evolving is you get to gain a memory if it's gone. So literally helps extend your plays. I think I have 4 of these in the deck because I was playing heavy on hybrid. Also kind of favoritism because I really liked the Warrior of Darkness from that season. And then we go on to the alt art of Iron Mako, which, funny enough, I was right about them being the memory tamer. Essentially, the memory tamer is if you have 2 or less, you get to set your memory to 3, which helps you reset your memory to allow you to play more instead of just playing a footsies with your memory. And then on your turn, this is what makes them really cool. On your turn, when a Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer, essentially tapping it, to trash the top card of your deck. Nice synergy. Then, if your attacking Digimon is Beelzemon, you may Digivolve it into Blast Mode, the Blast Mode in your trash for the Digi Evolution cost of 3. So this is why I really kind of just send those Blast Modes to the grave. And then you can literally summon it for half the cost by using Iron Mako. And this was a great all art. It's really cute when you see the Beelzemon in the background. I think that's blast mode because of the wings, if you see it in the artwork. And yeah, same other tamer ability, which is typically when this is taken from your security, you can play it without paying its memory costs. And I have 4 of them because these were key to the deck of just getting them out there. Plus, the hybrid can also be played on these tamers. They can play it on any tamers, so it really helps the deck. And then we go on to our option cards, which Miss Memory Boost. It was nice. It literally trashes 2 from your deck, and you get to draw 1. So it helps with more synergy. And then on this delay, which means it stays on the field, you can just remove it to gain 2 memory. More play extension. Oh, wow, mixed them up, sorry. They were mixed up. But yeah, pretty nice. And you get to play on a security, you get to play it into your battle area to get the memory boost. And here comes my Chem semi-legal card, because I have 3 copies. Call from Darkness. And I get why it is. Essentially, for a cost of 1, you get to delete one of your Digimon, clean them off the field, and return up to 2 purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. And I can understand why this card got limited because it was a key maker into me just hitting with my hybrids pretty easily. When they're in the trash, get them back in your hand and attack swiftly with the tamer that evolves, sorry. And yeah, I have 3. You're supposed to have 1 now due to the ban list. And then we go into the Death Slinger. Obviously, this option card is so cool. And essentially, it's awesome because when you trash from your deck, you gain a memory. And when the pretty much when you want to play it, you're just similar to the Beelzemon effect. You can delete a level 4 lower, but for every 10, you get to add one to the maximum level, so you can really hit hard for having things in your trash and pretty much get rid of a really strong card. And yeah, that's about the deck I have. I just want to go back to that alt art because it's so cool. So cool. Just want to show it off. But yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of reminiscing, really. And I think it's really cool. I don't think I'm going to do any more Digimon videos, mainly because not no one to play the game with, so I don't really think of buying more cards for the hell of it. Maybe to collect, but it's okay. I don't think I'll be a Digituber. But yeah, I just want to say, honestly, thank you to John, as well as say thank you to all of you. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.